Hey guys, well today I'm going to review the movie I said I was going to review in my previous video. Today I'm going to review Leprechaun Origins, one of the newest movies released by the WWE. I used to be a WWE fan. I used to watch wrestling all the time. I was obsessed with it when I was like from middle school to high school. I was obsessed with it. Not so much these days. It just doesn't entertain me like it did back in those days. But the wrestlers these days just don't do it for me. And I've liked some of their movies. I've liked The Marine for what it was, 12 Rounds for what it was as well, See No Evil, and The Condemned. I liked those movies. Excuse me. Yeah, so, as for this movie, well, I'm going to first say that this title of here, Leprechaun Origins, does not make any sense. Yeah, you probably know where this is going now. Because, this title makes it out to be like it's a prequel to, let's say, the first Leprechaun movie with Warwick Davis. It's not. It's a reboot. Its own movie, much like all the sequels. They're all their own movies. Yeah, so, why call it Leprechaun Origins if it's not a prequel? Or, and heck, they don't even explain the Leprechaun's origins in this movie. It's not like they, show where he came from and whatnot. Well, there is a part where, there is this part where, we find out that leprechauns are some kind of cave dwellers who guard pots of gold. But we don't even see the caves in this movie, though. The look for the leprechaun is completely different as well, and as well as the tone for this movie. Because I heard that they were going for this more serious and dark look. And I was all cool with that at first, because I was thinking, okay, maybe it'll make one scary for a change. Make one that actually takes itself seriously. So, basically they were giving it the Curse of Chucky treatment, like how they returned Chucky back to his dark roots with that movie. And so they were taking this movie seriously. And, you can, argue that the Leprechaun movies were, basically not good from the start. That they were just never good from the very beginning. But like I've said in my previous video, that, I, for one, liked the first three movies, but didn't like the last three movies. So, I've always, enjoyed the Leprechaun movies. They were always still very fun. But, just didn't work out in this movie. Well, I'm gonna get into this movie right now. So, this movie's about these, friends who, go on this little, vacation to Ireland. And once they, get to this village in Ireland, this, guy who lives there, he offers them a place to stay, so he puts them in this cabin for them just to spend the night. And so then that was their plan to visit this stone that he recommended to them called the Stone of the Gods. So he lets them stay there, but only for them to find out that they were actually put there for the leprechaun to kill them. So they actually found out that basically this village wants them dead because they're outsiders. Yeah, so the characters, these friends, suffer from basically the usual horror cliches, things trying to go out when they shouldn't. They should just basically stay inside and try to basically do every man for himself, but that kind of make them a little unlikable, though, because there was this part where one of the friends gets his leg bit, and they just basically try to let him run by himself. They don't help him, and when he falls down, they just try to run for themselves, run for their lives. That just basically made me go, what? Why aren't you helping him? So it kind of made them a little unlikable with that part, at least. I do like, though, that when they were trying to kill the leprechaun, though, I do like that they were trying to be strong. And I will give the actors some credit, though, because they were at least trying. You can actually tell they were trying to actually make this movie work out. They were actually putting effort into their acting. So I'll give them credit. They were actually pretty good with their acting. So it was better acting than some of the other Leprechaun movies. And as for the Leprechaun himself, I saw they were giving the Leprechaun a more scary look, which I'm sure will piss off a lot of people because he just doesn't resemble a leprechaun, which I have to agree, like, you know, he doesn't really resemble a leprechaun, doesn't wear the green clothes, he, doesn't, have the, big beard. Yeah, so it doesn't resemble anything of leprechaun. Instead, he looks more like, let's say, like a mix of, like, Pumpkinhead or Gollum, or one of the crawlers from The Descent. And he doesn't talk at all, it just makes this noise, like he growls or hisses. And to make matters worse, you don't really even get a good look at the leprechaun. And when he's shown, it's either all blurred out or too dark or like too like zoomed in or far away. I mean, you get somewhat of a good look at him at the very end, but even then, like it's still blurry and shaky camera as well. And I've seen how they've done the makeup in this movie. I've seen the leprechaun suit in some of the behind the scenes. They even like spent 2 hours putting Hornswoggle, the actor who played the leprechaun in this, not Warwick Davis, Hornswoggle from the WWE. They put 2 hours into like, you know, put him into this suit. So if you're gonna spend all that time, all that money, why don't you just show him? I mean, he's the title character, and you don't really give us a good look? That's bullshit. And I will also say I did like the last line in this movie when the girl like says, "Fuck you, Lucky Charms." So that was a pretty good line, but maybe it would have worked out better with the Warwick Davis movies, because heck, since that movie was basically like trying to be humorous, this movie was trying to be serious. So I think it would have been better in that movie. Of course, they did also keep the whole story of like Leprechaun like trying to get gold as well, like so like so like there was parts where like, you know, they were putting some gold out for him to keep, and like there was a part where like, you know, he rips out this girl's tongue ring since that was gold. So I give credit to that too, that like, you know, the tongue ring rip outs, like the and there's a part where the leprechaun scratches this guy's stomach open. So it had pretty good gore effects. I give it that at least. But I just didn't really like some of these like characters didn't really like, they weren't really developed that well. But I will give the actors credit, like I just said, because they were at least trying. But to do this with Leprechaun, it's that does not show him really at all, little to nothing of him. That's just basically crap. Yeah, so didn't care for this movie too much, and I will say it's not the worst Leprechaun movie. I mean, I would still say that Leprechaun in Space was still the worst one, because I mean, like, the actors in that one were pretty horrible, and like I said, the actors in this one were at least trying. So, and the story in this made a little bit sense, not really as much in Leprechaun in Space, since that story made no sense. So, all in all, didn't really care for this movie. I would say, just like basically skip it. It's not really worth it. Alright, so stay tuned for more videos. See you later, guys.